Hi. So if you've always wanted to learn content writing, or you've learned content writing but still find it difficult, like when you open a new document and you stare at the blank sheet and you don't know how to start writing and what to do, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how to learn content writing easily, and you do not need to buy a course, you do not need to go for any training. At the end of this video, you would have discovered how to easily write a content that engage, that resonates with the reader, and you can start making money from this skill that you have already learned. So I'm going to be walking you through my strategy. Let's get started with this strategy. So so first of all, let's go to the laptop. So this strategy for writing content is what I call the buyer personnel building content strategy and how it works. So I'm just going to skip all of this part straight to the step by step breakdown on how it works. So how you're going to start is your interest. What is your interest? Taking this route to content writing, because like this is the easiest route to start. What interests you? Discovering what interests you will give you a framework for starting your content writing, because it's easier to write about what you're interested in, what excites you, rather than writing about something random, because that way you are going to struggle less because you already have interest in this thing. Now what I'm going to do is, at this point, as we are starting, open a document and just forget that you are writing. I think what make people like feel restricted when starting to write is like, oh, now you have to sound very intelligent and all of that. But at this point, I would just advise that you forget the fact that you are writing, and imagine that you are talking to a friend. Imagine you are talking to a friend. So that is how easy it is. So for example, you are talking to your best friend. Let's take an example. You are talking to your best friend and you just come, maybe there is a new gist in town, and you are like, for instance, like, hey Tracy, did you know, hey, did you know that Tracy got arrested? And your friend is like, okay, are you serious? What happened? Apparently, you're not the only one she was, can you imagine that? Blah blah blah. So you've gotten your friend's attention, you've gotten their attention, they're interested in what you have to say. Why were you able to get their attention? Now you're able to get their attention because you know your friend very well, you know what interests them. You know, like from the example that I gave, your friend has had some kind of situation with this Tracy person that you're talking about. And when you come and you're like, do you know, hey, do you know what happened to Tracy? Your friend will be like, what? That's because your friend is already interested in the whole Tracy dynamics. This is just an example. So now the truth is that this is what we usually call the hook in writing. So I did start with all defining terminologies because I feel like there is actually no need to do all of that. So this is actually what we call the hook. So I already put it here. This is the hook. So when you continue talking about that thing that you're telling the person, it is called the body, where you give more detail. So you do not need to memorize any of all these fancy writing things. Oh, what's the definition of hook? What is the hook? What is a body? It's just about getting attention of your readers, who you are talking to, and then sustaining the attention and giving more detail to satisfy the curiosity or desire or the questions that you've raised from the first sentences. So just like how we started this conversation, like you're talking to your friend, that is how you're going to build on the body. So it's easy, right? You can see that it's easy. So here's the cool part. No, the thing is that writing about what you're interested in, gives you that freedom to express yourself, because like I said, you're already interested in this thing, and it's a quick way for you to build your portfolio. So the essence of this course is for you to understand what content writing all about. Start writing now, build your portfolio, and start making money from this your talent. And this is what how this will build up. So when you start writing about what you are interested in, you automatically already build a niche without struggling with what is the meaning of a niche, high paying niches, and all of those research. So just start with what you have. So like you were, having a conversation with your friend, you're like gisting with your friend. Now, how, since you are not actually talking to your friend, gisting with your friend, you are actually writing, how can you adapt this same situation in your writing when you actually, put pen to paper, or when you actually place your hand on the keyboard to start writing? So now this is the strategy I use. This is what I call building a buyer persona. So you, like I said earlier, you were able to grab your friend's attention because you already know your friend. So that's how it is. So how can you do the same thing in a piece of writing? So if you already know who you are writing for, there's a tendency that there's a higher chance that you're going to write better because you already understand this person. So this is what we call in copywriting is called the buyer persona. So don't bother about the terminology. So I just use it so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. So the buyer persona is your target audience, who you are trying to reach. So um you have to go find out who this person is. you know this is actually the part that is interesting. This is the part that you let your creativity shine. So you have to find out who you are talking to, just like you spoke to your friend. Who am I talking to? So this is the part that we have to go research. You have to find out who you are writing for. Who is this person, so that you can speak to the person in the way that this person will understand. Speak to the person in the language that the person will actually understand. So that's what brings us to step 3. So now it's time for us to, do some detective work. So now we have to, in this, what we're going to do now is to build our buyer personnel. This is literally like going to the market and shopping for the body parts of who you are writing for. So this is just easy. Like you're talking to your friend. For instance, your friend's name is Steve or princess or anything. You know that you know your friend that, oh, these are her challenges, this is who she is, this is where she lives, this is what she likes, all of that. So you're going to now build an imaginary friend. This is the crazy part, but it's actually very interesting. You're going to build this imaginary person that you are talking to, so that you can now speak with this person directly. So this is what we call building the buyer persona. So I did this funny drawing over here. So this to kind of build the person that we're going to be speaking with, that we're going to be talking to in our piece of writing. So I hope you have followed from the beginning. So these are just the pretty questions that the person asks, like I am, who am I, or what do I want? How can I get what I want? Please help me. So this is just a funny little illustration about what this whole stuff is going to be all about. So since like I've already spoken earlier that we are going, this is our framework, this is our imaginary friend, and we're going to build all, this is the building blocks. We're going to build up this person to understand what they want and how we can satisfy what they want by understanding their need, their problem, their pain point, their desires, their wishes, whatever, and put that in our content. So now let's, with this framework that we have, with this our funny little character here, let's go ahead to build our content. Now let's go back to what interests you. Okay, so let's say that you are passionate about food. What interests you is food. You just like cooking. You're just in the kitchen. This is just something very basic. And then it's the festive season, and you are like, okay, and you want to write a piece of content. You're like, okay, how to make ice cream. Let's say like that is the content that you want to write, the topic that you want to write on. So how would you go about it? So if your topic is like how to make ice cream, and you go like, how to make ice cream is a cool topic, but it's very general. It's very general. So who is looking for how to make ice cream? So yeah, there might be people that are searching for how to make ice cream, but this is on a general term. So you have to now narrow it down to understanding who you are writing for. So let's go back to our funny little character here. So let's say this person here is saying, okay, how to make ice cream. So you're going to be asking this question. This, who am I? I am sorry, I am dash. So who is this person? So from our topic, how to make ice cream, we have to discover who we are going to, who do we want to reach. So let's say how to make, let's say the person we are trying to reach is someone that loves to cook a lot, but and is fascinated about ice cream, likes to experiment in the kitchen, but doesn't have fancy gadget. This person is living a minimalist life, just living a very simple life, no gadgets, nothing, no all the ice cream maker, doesn't have all of those fancy kitchen gadgets. So, and this person wants to make ice cream because they want to experiment in the kitchen. This person likes to cook. He sees cooking and kitchen time as a bonding time and all of that. So the person's problem is that, so how can I achieve this since I am this and I want this? How can I achieve making ice cream since I do not have the gadgets? I do not have all the ingredients. I have just simple ingredients at home. How can I do this? So then the next question is, who can help me achieve this? So we're going to answer all of this question in these other places below. So since our topic is how to make ice cream, so we're going to factor in this person, which is our buyer persona, the person that we're going to write, factor in everything about them. So and narrow down our topic to kind of answer the questions that this person will have. So this person, like we say, this person is a minimalist, like I said, that doesn't have fancy gadgets, wants to make ice cream. So we're going to now further narrow this down. So some people might find, okay, so for instance, so we have already talked about this. So how to make ice cream, how to make ice cream at home with only 3 ingredients, no wicks, no ice cream maker. Do you see the difference between this and just your regular how to make ice cream? This way you are identifying with the pain points of this guy right here, because you are speaking to this person directly. And when you speak to this person directly, you are not just creating a piece of content that you say, oh, I've heard this before. If it's how to make ice cream, it's generic, it's vague, you're like, oh, I've heard it before. Oh, this person they don't want to sell their ice cream product or one fancy gadget. But if you have this, like how to make ice cream at home with only 3 ingredients, no wicks, no ice cream maker. Do you understand? So you are answering this person's question. Do you understand? And also with the fact that you are interested in food, you like to cook, you like kitchen time, so you'll be able to answer this person's questions in a relatable way. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So the thing is, when you are actually, like, it's just like a nation. When you talk to somebody, when you talk to one person, when you talk to everybody, you are talking to nobody. Seriously, when you talk to everybody, you are talking to nobody. But when you just pick one person and speak to that one person, you'll be talking to many people. Why? Because no problem no problem is unique. There is nobody's problem that is unique. They say there's nothing new under the sun. There is no problem that is unique to one person. So if you identify one person, understand that person's pain points, understand their challenges, understand their desires, understand what they want, and tailor your content to meet that one person's need, you'll be meeting the needs of a lot of people, because you are going to be specific, you are going to be meeting them at their pain points. So that is what this whole strategy is all about. And at the end of the day, you'll be surprised that you'll be talking to thousands and millions of people, because when nobody is facing a unique challenge, what someone is experiencing, a lot of people has experienced that, and you'll be speaking to those group of people specifically. And that way you can build loyalty, you can identify with their problem, and they can trust you. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Okay, so let's continue with let's continue. Where were we? Okay. So you see why? Because you have understood their challenges and giving them hope that they can achieve the impossible, making ice cream without a fancy tool. So this is what you have been able to achieve with that piece of content. So okay, so how did we get here? So we have to research. So the way, how you might be asking that, how did I come up with this person? How did I know their problem, what they want, how they want to go about it, the kind of help that they need? So we actually did our research. So when it comes to when it comes to building your buyer persona, research is important to figure out all the things that you need, the building blocks you actually need to build this person. So when we talk about research, you have to, there are tools that I use to do my research in building a buyer persona. So the first thing is I go just do a simple Google search. A simple Google search, like type in, for instance, our topic, how to make ice cream. So when you type in how to make ice cream, Google will give you suggestions about, okay, what people are searching for, how to make ice cream at home, how to, all of those suggestions you keep in mind. Okay, maybe it gives you an understanding of what people are actually searching for. And aside from that, aside from Google, you want to also understand people's struggle, see the people that actually look like your buyer personnel, like the person that you've created over here. You want to also see the people that have this same challenge, like that are in this situation. So the tool I require, what I do is I go to Reddit, reddit.com, I go to Quora. So when I go to Reddit, I just put in, for instance, ice cream, how to make ice cream. I put in how to make ice cream, and you just see a thread. You see people talking about it. You see that challenges. Oh, making ice cream is this. So when I made ice cream, or I didn't find the container to put it, I used nylon. It got burst. How can I preserve my ice cream without a refrigerator? So you will see all of those dynamics. It gives you an insight into people's real life challenges, what people are struggling with, and this is what will help you build your buyer persona. This is what will give you the body parts to building this person over here. So you'll now be able to understand, okay, how can you create a solution for this person that is this. So you understand the components, what makes up this person, and how to tailor the solution to solve this person's problem. Do you understand? So that is it. So that is it. So you are going to do that research, go on Reddit, go on Quora. And if you are, like, for instance, you are a Nigerian, I would advise that you go on Nairaland. It's like a forum. Any forum will actually, do, but you want to go to a forum that is pretty popular, that, has a lot of people talking and creating sub channels and all of that. So this is it. So it's like doing a live research, and seeing what people have to say about all of this, understanding, because at the end of the day, a piece of content is not a piece of content on its own. It's actually, people, when people search, when you look at keywords, people are actually searching. So having, like, an idea of what these people want and what they need, it's just a way of creating solutions and solving real time problem. So now it's time to build our content body. So this is step 4, build your content body. So it's time to structure your content, like answer each of the questions that we came up during the research, then wrap it up by reiterating your main points. So like we've done in this place, so we've understood um we built the buyer personnel, we've understood the challenges, and we can reflect that in our topic. You remember the topic that the topic changed from how to make ice cream to, when we now understand our buyer personnel, we understand this guy here and what his problem is and who he's about, and we are able to now narrow it down to how to make ice cream at home with only 3 ingredients, no wicks, no ice cream maker. So since we already have this, we're now going to go ahead to like build on what we already have. So that's how we are here. So build our content. We're going to structure our content. So how we're going to structure our content, we're going to go over here and try to answer all of the questions that this guy has, putting in mind who he is, what he wants to achieve, and all of that. So you don't have to like rack your brain to actually achieve this. So what we're going to do is we are going to we're going to do some little research. So we're going to go to Google. What we do, that at this point you go to Google, since you already have the framework of the topic, you've narrowed it down to the buyer personnel stuff. So I'm going to go to Google and search with that exact term, how to make ice cream, blah blah blah. So when you go to Google, you are going to see questions like related questions, drop down of questions. So it's those questions you are going to use to build your H2 and H3. So don't forget about the terminologies. You're going to use build your subtopics. That's just what it is. Answering different questions. Oh, okay, for instance, how to make ice cream at home. Oh, do you know that you can make ice cream with us? Okay, or do you have these three ingredients at home? Mention very simple ingredients: sugar, milk, and banana. With these three ingredients, you can make ice cream, no wicks, no machine, and nothing. So I'll start by so how to do this? First, step one, this step. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you can just this is how you're going to build up the body of the content, and like putting in mind that you are just talking to your friend. You're talking to your friend. So just act like this guy over here, this guy over here is your friend. This is your buddy. So you're going to be talking to this person, visualize this person, and just build the content around this one person answering their questions. So all of those questions that you find on Google, you build your headings, the different points you're going to talk about. And that is it. You've built the body of your content. You build the body of your content. That's easy. See, you've already, you know, created a solution. You've created an engaging content. You've built the body. So it's just for you to conclude. And conclusion is just about reiterating the introduction, reiterating what the topic, tying that topic to the main idea. Like, oh, okay, so this is how you make ice cream without ingredients. Remember that it has to be refrigerated. I can talk about the shelf life. This will last 2 to 3 days if refrigerated. Blah blah blah. So you just end your your content like a boss that you are. So this content writing is actually very easy. There's nothing complicated about it. If you follow these strategies, I guarantee you that you're going to be writing content, compelling content. So let's go over to this SEO content writing. So if you have, research about the content writing niche, there's this thing about SEO content writing. So I'm not going to dwell so much on the technicalities because I like to approach everything as simple because I want you to see it as simple so that you get started today. Today, you start writing today. So what is actually SEO content writing? SEO content writing is, when you talk about content writing, you talk about, informing people. I didn't talk about the difference between content writing and copywriting in this video because I didn't want to bother you with all the terminologies, all the definitions, because content writing is writing to inform, basically to inform. Why copywriting is the persuasive writing that will persuade someone to take an action, maybe buy a product, buy a service, or subscribe to some newsletter and all of that. So why I did not bring about the division is because you are going to be needing both in the content writing world. So while you are informing, you are giving people information, you are solving a problem, you are providing solution, you also have to sell because you are going to be working with clients, and a majority of the clients do not just want content for content's sake, apart from a few people. But most people that will hire you as a content writer will actually want you to write a content rather, that will engage their audience and will also lead them to taking an action, maybe buying a product, service, um and subscribing. So why the content writing approach is interesting, because the readers don't feel like they are being sold to, because you inform somebody how to make ice cream, blah blah blah, and you talk about all of that. Maybe you are writing for a brand that promotes maybe they make hand spatulas that are very strong. So you talk about all of that, how they don't need a machine to make ice cream. At the end, you say, oh, I used a hand spatula to really mix all my ingredients together. It's very cheap. It's just with $10,000 you can, or with $5,000, $10,000. With $5 you can get this hand spatula. It makes manual whisking very cheap, and this is where I bought it. If you're interested, if you want to get it, this is where I got mine from, and you can get it. That way you've already persuaded them to, you are actually promoting a service or a product, but you are not being pushy about it. They don't feel like they are being sold to, because you've built trust, you've provided the solution, and now you're telling them that this is what help you achieve this result, they also want to achieve, and they'll likely buy because they also want to achieve that result. You've proven that you've achieved the result, and they can just follow suit instead of telling them come and buy, and there's no assurance that this thing is going to work. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So let's go back to content writing. SEO content writing. SEO content writing is just basically writing for search engines. So before the time of the internet, you are good. Where we stopped in this writing, you're already good to go. But now, with internet, everybody wants to be seen, everybody wants to be heard. So you want to adapt your content for search engines, so that it can be found. What is the point of writing something and nobody gets to read it? Nobody sees it. Like, you just wrote for yourself. The guy that you created, the buyer personnel, that guy that you built, will not see the content, and it just doesn't. That way it doesn't fulfill the purpose, right? So that is why you are going to do some form of SEO. See, there's nothing technically about it. It's just adapting, your content for search engine. I feel like I've repeated myself a lot. Okay, so how do we actually do this? It's just simple. For a beginner, we're just going to concentrate on page SEO, like trying to fix things on the. So this point, we're going to concentrate on using our headers and using keywords, infusing keywords. So if, like we talked about, the whole ice cream making thing, one thing we can do is to go to go on keywords. So if you're not going to be given the topics to write about, is to do a keyword research and know what people are actually looking for, what people are actually searching for, so that you know that what the piece of content you are going to write is what a lot of people actually need. Do you understand? So that you don't create a buyer persona that is not that is non-existent. So you go to, so I use tools like Ahref. You can use tools like Google Keyword Planner. You can use SEMrush. You can use Answer the Public. There are a plethora of tools that you can use to discover what people are searching for. So when you use those tools, I use Ahref. You also see the search volume. Search volume is the number of people, the number of searches that a particular keyword has. For instance, how to make ice cream. The search at a particular time, maybe during the festive times, might be very high. A lot of people might search. So this gives you an insight into data that, okay, this is what people are searching for. Then you can now adapt it to your own style. So it doesn't mean that you are restricted to that. You can still also build your buyer personnel around the topic that people are actually interested in. So, and you want to infuse those keywords into your piece of content, so that it can actually be optimized. And when it comes to on-page SEO optimization, you want to have the keywords. When you've done your keyword, you want to have that keyword in your H1, which is just your topic, the main title. And you want to, in your also all your subtopic, your H2, your H3, H4, and all of that, you want to also have the keywords, so that the search engine is a bot, a machine. It has to understand that, okay, this is what this piece of content is trying to say. What this content is trying to achieve. And we'll be able to show that piece of content to people that are interested in that topic. So that is what the whole SEO stuff is about. So this, I explained further about it in this part. So you can just take a look at these documents. I'll drop a link to this document so that you can read this. You can read all of this. So I don't want this video to be long, because it's actually not a training. I don't want it to be so long. So let's get to this last part, which is this, part 4, start writing now. So we have almost come to the end of this strategy, but this is where the trick is. Once you've learned all of these things, start writing now. And what to give you, like, the ginger you need to start writing now, is to see what other people have been doing. Like I said at the beginning, that there's nothing that you're going to be doing that nobody has ever done before. Someone has done that before. So when I started learning, getting better, learning content writing, I went to Copy Blogger. I've forgotten this guy's name. I think Jacob Macmillan. Yeah, you can just Google it, Copy Blogger. So I read some of the things he wrote about content writing and all of that, and I subscribed to his newsletter. So this year, what you're going to do at this level now, so you've learned these basics, is for go subscribe to newsletters of people that already have top-notch content. That's our Jacob Macmillan, copy blogger, Adam Enfroy, the owner of Exploding Topics, Brian Dean. There are a lot of just a couple of people, Semi Rush, like a couple of people that have top-notch content. What you're going to do is go on those websites, subscribe to their newsletter. I know they might want to sell you one or two things along the way. Don't buy anything. For this course, we're not buying anything at this beginning. You're trying to acquire a skill, you're not buying anything. So don't buy anything. So, but when you subscribe to their newsletter, they'll be sending you different emails. So the goal is for you to look at those emails, look at the emails, the copies they're sending to you, and see how they have written their content, so that you can follow the same procedure. Read. See, the more you read, the more you write, the better you get at content writing. That's just the deal. The more you read, the more you write. So when you subscribe to newsletters, you have a piece of content to be read. Instead of looking for, okay, what am I searching for Google, searching on Google. So when you subscribe to these newsletters, you get these copies sent to you on a daily, like regularly, and you get to read their piece of content, and you can analyze it by the buyer persona. You read someone's piece of content, okay, who was this person talking to? You can do a little drawing, like what we had. Where's that my funny drawing? Like what we had there. Okay, this person was talking to this person, this is how they built it. You see how they construct their sentences, how they, the whole formatting structure. That way you learn. The more you read, the more you learn. So that is what you are going to be doing at this point. So please go subscribe to those newsletters and analyze the content based on what I have talked about. And then we have come to the end of this video. And start writing, keep writing, try to write, like take 30 to 1 hour every day to write something simple. Just write about what interests you at this point, so that you don't get bored or you don't get frustrated along the way. Write about only the things that interest you. This way you're able to build momentum with writing. So once you've crossed the 2 weeks marks, you would have gotten more interested in all of the writing. So yeah, this is the end of the video. So what is left for you to go on and start practicing. Start practicing regularly. If you don't practice, you won't get better. That is just the deal. That is the secret. The secret is not in any course. You can take all the courses you want, and if you don't practice, you won't get better. So I've come to the end of this video, and I have a surprise for you. So if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, if you watched this video and you enjoyed everything that I did said, like this video. And if you have questions, please drop a comment, leave a comment in the comment box, and subscribe to this channel. I'll still be doing more videos about this, so that you don't spend any money and you get value, you get started this new year. So yeah, that is this. And I have a surprise. I'm looking for the first person that is actually going to start writing and send me a copy of what they have written. I think I want to be your first client. So please, I'm looking for just that one person. I want to see that person that is going to actually write a piece of content after watching this video, and send me a link to the piece of content that they wrote, and I'll personally read that content and analyze it, make corrections, help the person make some corrections, and some other things I want to see here. So this is your cue to just get started now. And if you feel like I was too fast with all of what I said in this video, I have this sheet here. I'm going to be dropping a copy in a link to this actual document, so that you can read it in details at your pace and you understand what I'm saying better. So thank you for watching this video. And if you're interested in like getting a remote job, getting writing gigs, I'll also drop a link to my community. I have a WhatsApp community, an email list, so you can join my WhatsApp community. I post, premium remote job openings on that group, so you can do well to join if you're interested in getting remote job opportunities sent to you. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll continue the conversation in the comment section. Bye.